Welcome into another episode of Three's a Crowd. I'm Preston Vargas alongside Eli Atwood. But before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We have a goal of reaching 100 subs by the time we fill out our bracket. Last I saw, we were at 89. Also, the bracket link to is in the description below. Make sure to join that. Anyway, yesterday, a big day for the Bears. We'll start with the trade for DJ Moore to the Buffalo Bills. What's your reaction to that, Eli?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good trade. I think we got a little bit more than I was expecting in a straight player for pick trade for DJ Moore. So definitely not going to be upset about that. I think it's kind of a win-win scenario for both teams. Bears get some of that cap hit off of the books. I mean, I think DJ Moore is getting 27 million a year or something in 2029 too. So offers us some financial flexibility as we're going to have to start re-signing some guys, especially within the next few years when some of our younger guys come up for new contracts.
Absolutely.
And, second round pick, it's going to be good help. The Bears do need some starter pieces, and you can get that out of a second rounder.
Yeah, we were just talking before we went on the air about how the Bears have back-to-back second round picks, but I'll have to check where Buffalo's pick is, but I assume we're really close to each other since we're both eliminated in the divisional round. But I think this is a good trade for us, getting that second round pick back and getting the value you needed for DJ Moore. Because if you didn't strike now, you could have, we probably wouldn't have gotten a lot for him in the future. But at least we're getting a second round pick back for him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we needed the money this offseason too. We've got a lot of holes we need to fill, and receiver really just isn't one of those holes. Got a couple of young guys, Burden and Dunze, who definitely should be able to fill the one and two, no problem.
And honestly, at times he was arguably the second or third option, or the third or fourth option on that Bears team, behind going to Roma Dunze or Colston Loveland, DeAndre Swift.
Exactly. He kind of had lost his spot as the true number one and wasn't really what the Bears needed for this offense.
Then I want to look at the Bills side of this. I think this is good for Buffalo getting Josh Allen, a number one receiver. I think he'll be a he'll have good numbers next year, and I expect DJ Moore to help out with that a lot. And last year's number one was it Keon Coleman who had healthy scratches, or Khalil Shakir,
Yeah,
and this
yeah,
time,
exactly. I mean, ever since Stephon Diggs, he's really hasn't had much to work with in Buffalo.
oh yeah, and Stephon Diggs was just released by the Patriots this week as well, so he'll be on
Maybe
the.
we'll see a reunite with Josh Allen and the Bills. Never know.
I can see that a good one-two punch with Stephon Diggs and DJ Moore. I like that.
Yeah, it'd be a proper 180 from where they were at last season.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then moving on, the Bears have been making a lot of moves recently. They're also releasing Tremaine Edmonds, bit of a cap casualty. What do you think about this move for the Bears, Preston?
I mean, it frees up a lot in cap space, that's for sure. I mean, it's sad to see that we released our arguably our heart and soul on defense, but I think this means we're going to make a big move in free agency, either signing Trey Hendrickson or going to trade for Max Crosby. Although, if there was a potential Max Crosby trade, what do you think we could give up for him?
Yeah, I mean, the compensation they've been talking lately, I'm not sure I would want to give up. I've been hearing two first round picks and a player. I mean, that's a lot of
Nah.
capital to give up for a single guy who's a little bit older as it is. Not sure that's quite what we would need to be doing in our current situation. So if we can't get Crosby, I mean, I'd be fine with keeping Sweat around and getting another serviceable guy to come in as well.
And I agree with you there, but I think Max Crosby, I don't think he's even 30 yet, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it depend. I mean, yeah, but even then, he's not young. He's getting
Yeah.
towards the end of the second half of his career.
But I mean,
He's
if it's right,
28.
then I think it would be a good move. The proposal I would have done was DJ Moore and a second round pick for Max Crosby.
Yeah,
But
there's no way they would have taken that.
I mean, or maybe we give up a first, they trade us Crosby and DJ Moore. And I think I think Trey Hendrickson might be the best option. You don't have to trade assets for, and you just pay him directly. Give him like a 3 year, $100 million deal, maybe more.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, got to look towards the future. And that's kind of where the Bears are at for this year, I'd say, especially.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I think this year we can definitely win a Super Bowl, that's for sure. If we upgrade the pass rush, I think Trey Hendrickson's enough to put us over the top.
Yeah.
And then a sudden retirement for the Bears. The center position is now open for us. Drew Dahlman announced he is stepping away from the game at 27 years old and after 5 seasons, arguably his best season as a pro. What's your main reaction to this?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is frustrating. Like,
Hmm.
everybody on the internet and whatnot's being nice to the guy, which I get it. He's retiring, whatever. But at the same time, like, we do lose all of that signing bonus that we gave him for just 1 year of play. I mean, that's not really what you want. He kind of scammed the Bears in a way. I think he went into his contract knowing he was going to get that signing bonus, and then he was just going to play a year and leave.
I think he did well for us last year. Uh, really shored up that offensive line that's been lacking the past few years. I mean, yeah, it's definitely frustrating, but I think that opens up a lot of cap space for us with him retiring. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It opens up about 10 million, but for we still are also eating some cap space just from the signing bonus.
Oh, so, but I mean, I think in the draft this year with that extra second round pick, we traded DJ Moore away to the Bills, got that for him, and I think there's a center there in the second round we could probably take, and then shore up our defense with the other one. And this year for the first round, it should be interesting, but yeah, it just sucks that Drew Dahlman retired after his one good season with us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't understand the logic, to be honest.
I mean, football is a violent game, so I'm not going to put too much into why he retired, but it just sucks all around.
Yeah, I think it's a lose-lose scenario for both parties in this situation.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Well, moving on, Jayson Tatum, he'll make his return, sort of anti-retirement, coming out of a long injury much earlier than expected, really.
Hmm.
How do you think he's gonna, well, do you think he's gonna be enough to push the Celtics over the edge here coming into the postseason?
Well, the Celtics have been playing well this
Well, I
season.
mean, in terms of like going into final contender status and truly getting into that next level where they're dominating.
To me, that's a good question, but I'm going to say no, in my opinion, because Jason Tatum, he's coming off that Achilles injury really early. We didn't think he would be playing this season, but it's good that he's getting ramped up now instead of making his season debut in the playoffs with that high level intensity. But I think Jason Tatum, he adds something, but I think the rotation has been doing well outside of Wednesday night when they got blown out by Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, definitely interesting to see how the new rotation all schemes together. Tatum hasn't played with a lot of the guys who are in the team now.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. It'll be interesting to see whether how he fits into that lineup. I mean, I think he's replacing Sam Hauser in the starting lineup, but
Yeah,
we'll see how he does. I mean, they got a bunch of good players like Nemias Cato who's been coming along strong, and then Sharman's been playing well starting for them, but I just don't see. I don't know how he's going to play this season. If he can get like 10 points a game, that would be good. All we just want to see is improvement from him or
yeah.
easing
I
back
mean,
into action. That's what I should have said.
yeah, we'll see how much of a role he gets here.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. They play tonight at I think 7:30 against the Dallas Mavericks.
Gotcha. Yeah. You mentioned the Hornets. We've also got another debate here, the Cooper Flag versus Con Knuckle of the Hornets. For Rookie of the
Mhm.
Year, it's kind of coming down to two different narratives. I mean, what's your take, Preston?
I mean, right now, I would say Con Knipple is more surprising coming along now. I mean, he's been playing well for the Hornets. I know, averaging over 20 points a game and really being the number two option behind LaMelo Ball. And the Hornets are one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. I think they're over 500 for the first time this season. So we'll see how that works out. Let me get a look at the awards in terms of Rookie of the Year odds. Con Knipples minus 180 to win Rookie of the Year over Cooper Flag. And everybody thought Cooper Flag would be the runaway favorite, but he has missed some time. In fact, last night he came back from an 8 game absence when he played the Magic. But I mean, right now I think it's Con Knipple with the slight advantage. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but at the same time, I could see Cooper Flag getting it partially just off of name and recognition and role with his team. A lot
Hmm.
of times, NBA, these awards, they end up just going to the better known guy, at least to some extent. And Cooper Flag's definitely that. And there's a case to be made for stats also.
I think he has a bunch of 40-point games. That's for sure. He's been really impressive as a rookie. But let me get into when they faced off against each other because they played each other in a thriller. I forgot when it was earlier this season. I think it was.
Yeah, I remember that game. I think the Mavericks ended up getting the win, if I remember correctly.
Oh, here it was. It was back on. Uh, let me make sure this is
I
the one.
remember it went to overtime, I think.
Oh, January 29th when they played Dallas in Dallas. Charlotte won that game 123-121. Knipple had 34. Flag had 49 in that game.
That's what it was. Yeah.
There's definitely a shootout there, and they did play each other earlier, and Charlotte ended up sweeping the series against Cooper Flag and the Mavericks. Although I don't think Cooper Flag played in the most recent meeting back on Tuesday night,
Yeah.
but let me let me see the box score from that game. On Con Knipple, he had only 13 points that game, but I think that one game back in January, I think might decide it. Despite, uh, I would say, in spite of Cooper Flag going out injured for the past 8 games.
Yeah. Well, going over to college basketball, got Miami of Ohio, bit of a debate right now as if they should even be in the NCAA tournament, even if they lose the MAC. I mean, what's your view on that? Do they have a good enough resume, good enough wins, even without the MAC championship?
I'm there 30-0. That's something to say itself. I mean, I saw there's a streak of teams to go 30-0. They've all been number one seeds. Obviously, Miami, Ohio's not going to be a number one seed this year
Yeah.
or anything drastic, but I don't know about them. I think right now in the AP poll, they're 19th. So, and I'll have to look at net ratings, but
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to is net rating. If they can stay within the top 40 or so, probably all right.
so they're 53 right now. So in terms of the net rating, I mean, right now they're behind Baylor, who's 15-15 this season.
Yeah, they just don't have the quality wins is the issue, I guess.
Let me take a look at who's their best quality win. Um, so they've played a lot of people so far, but no Power Five teams, and
They did beat Cincinnati.
they played Cincinnati this year.
Oh, it's women's basketball I'm looking at.
Oh, how's their women's basketball team?
Their women's basketball team beat Cincinnati.
Uh, I mean, there's something, but I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, their men's team hasn't quite gotten those levels of wins for sure.
They didn't beat anybody of note. I'm mercy.
Yeah,
They're only beat
I mean,
by 5.
the better teams they probably played were their in-conference teams, and none of those teams are great. So
They went to overtime at UNC Asheville and won that game by 3.
yeah,
So they're an
exactly.
overtime loss away from being undefeated in non-conference. Also overtime against Buffalo, where they had to hit a few buzzer beaters. Then Kent State the next week, and
They
then
did beat Trinity Christian College by 80 points,
Trinity Christian College.
129 to 49 was the final score.
But I mean, where are they? Division 3?
I think, yeah, something like that.
But I mean, it's still someone. They got one more game tonight. Actually, they play at Ohio, and they beat them in the first meeting 90-74. So we should see if Miami of Ohio can finish the regular season undefeated. Because right now, let me check to see how the MAC conference tournament works. Because I think they would have the double bye in that conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think usually the double bye for the one seed would make sense.
So then you have, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. They would play UMass, who's 7-11. I think they'll easily get past them. But in my opinion, they're ranked 16. But in terms of the net rankings, I would say they would need help if they were to somehow make it. Like you need
Yeah,
everybody else that you need to win your conference. You can't have a team like UCF win the Big 12 because that could,
yeah, for sure. It definitely would throw off their standing.
yeah, for sure. And then we'll go into some other headlines. Rams trade a first round pick for Trent McDuffie to the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think of this trade for the Rams? Does this put them as the top Super Bowl contender in your eyes?
I mean, yeah, they're definitely a good team, and this is gonna add to that. I think this is kind of a win-win for both sides, you know. Chiefs get rid of a big contract and open up some room to hopefully help out that offense a little bit more. Rams do their typical trade away a first round pick. They do
Mhm.
still have another first round pick, I think, from the Falcons a little higher up too.
Yeah,
So definitely, I think it's a smart move.
I agree with
They
you.
didn't really have to give up too much either. I mean, a late first round pick and some other picks, not too bad.
I agree with you there. For the first round pick to the Kansas City Chiefs, I think works well for the Rams there. I think Trent McDuffie, they add to that quarter spot that's been lacking this season. It was almost the reason they lost to the Panthers in the first round, almost why they lost to the Bears in the divisional round. And you did lose to the Rams, but or you lost to the Seahawks, but if you had that corner spot down, you probably could have made this a Super Bowl run if you had someone to get to JSN. And I think they also restructured the deal for Cameron Curl, if I'm not mistaken. So they still got another corner there that could help them.
Yeah, it's good. Hopefully they can improve upon the secondary.
And then last night, the Magic narrowly beat the Mavericks in Cooper Flag's return. I think the score was 115 to 114. What do you think of that result for the Magic?
Yeah, I mean, Magic needs to get wins. There's a bit of locker room frustration, it sounds like, between Vancaro and Mosley. So hopefully we can get some of that kind of settled down. Just focus in on the game going into the playoffs.
Absolutely. A win's a win. And we're closing out on that sixth seed with the Philadelphia 76ers. We got to play Minnesota on Saturday. Hopefully that's a game we could somehow pull off, but it won't be easy against the Ant-Man there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough one.
Let me check the Sixers. They got the Hawks on the road. Also on Saturday, that should be a game. Hopefully the Hawks can beat the Sixers for us. I know the Hawks are sitting there in 10th, so we'll see there. And then Wemby and the Spurs glide past the Pistons last night, beating them 121 to 106. Wemby nearly had a 40-point game. I know we say this every time, but how special is Wemby? Can the Spurs get to the NBA Finals this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a special player, bit of a unicorn, as some would say, and I think he's going to be enough to make the Spurs a contender.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you're 45 and 17 right now, second in the East, still 3 games back from the Thunder. Just give me a series with the Spurs and Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. That's all I want to see for the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I think that this is the time for the Spurs to go for it. Wemby's still on his rookie deal. They've got a lot of young talent they're going to lose some of it sooner than later. So it's a good year for the Spurs.
And they got a good veteran piece in De'Aaron Fox, who's been around. His second, really first full season with the Spurs came in the trade deadline last year. He nearly, I think he put up 30 points last night as well, or at least got close to it. So I think
Yeah, definitely a solid vet.
the two of them together, I think, are pretty good. With Wemby in the center and uh, De'Aaron Fox in the point. And then Trae Young makes his Wizards debut last night in a loss to the Utah Jazz, 122 to 112. Trae Young, he had 12 points last night. How good could he make the Wizards next year?
Yeah, I mean, next year I think the Wizards could be good. They've got AD, obviously, Trey Young, Alex Sarr. They've got George, solid group of guys, some young guys mixed with some vets. I think it's a good mix.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think the Wizards will make the playoffs next year. That's for sure. Also, the Jazz next year. They don't forget they traded for Jaren Jackson Jr., who's out for the season. They got a bunch of season-ending injuries for sure for the Jazz. So if they come back healthy next year, I think the Jazz will make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely if they can get a top player in the draft. Did they have their first round pick?
Yeah, they still got. I think they got several first-round picks. I want to say
Good.
they got. Or no, did the Jazz trade away 3 first-round picks for Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Yeah, I think so.
But either way, Memphis has a haul with a bunch of draft picks stacked up. I think they'll be good in the next 4 years or so.
Yeah, they'll have a little bit of time to tank, and then I think they'll get back to it.
But both teams are projected to have top 10 picks in the draft this year. So they get another solid guy out there. I think they'll have players to build around for the future. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for most field goals made. And he's 42 years old in Denver last night, 120 to 113 loss to the Nuggets. But we'll, we're not going to have a GOAT debate tonight. But if the Lakers somehow win a title this year, will LeBron James be the GOAT if he leads
I
them to
mean,
the
is
title?
he not already the GOAT? I think that's the thing. A few years ago, I think there was some debate, but with the longevity of LeBron's career, it's just become hard to debate otherwise. And I was always a Michael Jordan guy until the past few years, and it's just become undeniable.
And it's still close for me. That's a debate we could have later on, but I think if LeBron James leads the Lakers to a title this year, I think he might be the GOAT despite the 6 titles. But
Yeah, it'll definitely help his case.
and then the U.S. will start their World Baseball Classic run today as they play Brazil tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm I think the U.S. are favorites to win the World Baseball Classic. Do you think they will?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, World Baseball Classic, it's usually a pretty good matchup. So US usually the favorite, but at the same time, other teams can sneak in. I think Japan won it last time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
So
they did in 23.
yeah, other teams definitely still got a shot.
So it looks like our pool has Mexico, Italy, Brazil, and Great Britain. I think that's a group the U.S. should win. I think the top two in each pool go to the quarterfinals, and then you got the semifinals in Miami and final in Miami also. And that might be a good game to go to. Let me see.
Yeah,
Actually,
I know some people who are going to the games. The US games are pretty expensive, but you can go to some of the lower scale games for a decent price, I think.
So the World Baseball Classic final, $423 for the upper deck.
Yeah.
That's probably the most expensive ticket the Marlins Stadium will have all season long.
Yeah, true.
That's probably what it's most known for, being the home of the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, they don't really have too much playoff baseball there usually.
That's what I say about Miami. They have the stadium to be great. They got the city, the right demographics there to be a great baseball town. They just need the ownership to spend money. You can't.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to spend money to get free agents and keep your young guys. I mean, I thought if you
Yeah, Miami's truly one of the places you think they'd have a dominant baseball franchise, but
and they're a
it's not the
large market,
case.
and they're
Yeah.
acting like a small market. You're
Yeah, it's weird.
you're a larger market than Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll move on to what we're watching for this weekend. We'll start off with you, Eli. What are you watching for this weekend?
No, I'm watching for Michigan, Michigan State, top 10 matchup rivalry game to finish the year off. Not a lot of Big Ten implications, but still should be good.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Right now, I think yeah, this is a top 10 matchup, number 8 versus number 3, and I think it's a solid that'll be a solid game. We're actually streaming that game on Sunday afternoon. And for my pick, I'm going to pick a game where we'll also be streaming this afternoon. North Carolina and Duke. Obviously, the big rivalry there on Tobacco Road. Can Duke finish their home stretch undefeated? We'll see if that happens. Right now, Duke is 28 and 2 with their only losses coming to Texas Tech and North Carolina in that thriller of a buzzer beater. And right now, Duke is they're only 4 points away from being undefeated. That's how dominant they've been this season with Cam Boozer and all those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And those should be good games on Saturday. Don't forget to watch those. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back for another episode on Monday. And we are also streaming tonight with the New York Knicks taking on the Denver Nuggets. Coverage starts at 9 o'clock Eastern here on the Three's a Crowd YouTube channel. Anyways, have a great evening, and we'll see you again next time.